Welcome to the Half Done Hobbyist and another unboxing. This one's Gretchen Wächter, the Blood Bowl Widow, and she's a star player. So it's a nice looking model. Typical blister pack. We've got our stand in there and we've got our Forge World resin on all these little blocks. So it takes a little bit more clean up than your average plastic model. So let's get straight into it. I'll clean as I talk. Here we have all the bits. There's a lovely cloak. A lot of detail inside that cloak as well, the chains inside. You might not see them, but it's good to have them in there. Here. There's the body. It's actually quite small. And we have the ball with the chains wrapped around it. That'll be to stand her on the base. And we have the arms and the face. So this shouldn't take too long. Famous last words. So what I'm going to show you here is cleaning the Forge World resin, because as you'll have heard a million times, it's got release agent on it and it doesn't stick together or take primer very well. So let's stick it in my bowl of fairy liquid, dish soap, get a toothbrush, try to get the toothpaste off it first, and just give it a gentle scrub. This might seem like an unnecessary step, but it will save you a lot of heartache later on. Best to do this with any resin models you get from Forge World. Don't make it hot water or it'll make your resin all malleable and pliable and it might put things out of shape. I try not to sand my resin models because resin dust's very harmful to your lungs. So unless you're prepared to wear a respirator, just use a knife and keep your shavings all safe. Get rid of them afterwards. Right, that's it cleaned up. Just dry it off, ready for building. Make sure you dry it properly, you don't want any water interfering with your glue. And that brings me on to something. Don't use this. Definitely do not use this. Use this. Super glue will work fine on resin. Plastic glue will not work at all. It'll just make a mess. So make sure that you use the right one. So Gretchen Wächter must be the only Blood Bowl star player who actually hates Blood Bowl. On my weekend, there's a bit of back and forth with my wife to negotiate which football games I can watch and when she'll have the television, or when I'll be doing chores and things like that. So I'm sure it's the same in most households. But in the Wächter household, Mr. Wächter used to watch absolutely every Blood Bowl game going, including all the junior stuff, including high school stuff, everything. He was never away from Blood Bowl. His every waking minute was consumed by it. In life, Gretchen Wächter was a Blood Bowl widow. In death, she is the Blood Bowl widow. When Gretchen died, Dirk the Abhorrent, famous necromancer, recognised her sheer hatred for the game, and he decided to harness all these negative feelings and direct them against the opposition. She isn't on the field to score touchdowns or pick passes or anything like that, because she doesn't have hands. Her role is purely to block and disrupt the other team. It turns out the other players aren't big fans of her mournful moans about her husband and how he didn't help out around the house, or how he bought her Blood Bowl tickets for her birthday. She's not very pleasant to play against. Now the idea of her sowing terror and just basically being a massive nuisance on the pitch, I think is brilliantly captured by her abilities. I'm actually happy that a game like this can make such a character, because it just seems to fit so well with how you'd expect her to play. Let me explain a wee bit further. So she's got a fairly decent stat line. Move 7, strength 3, agility 2, passing ability absolutely nothing because she doesn't have hands, and she's got an armour value of 9+, which is fairly decent. But the real value in her profile comes in her extra abilities. She's got disturbing presence, so she puts all the opposition players off when they're trying to catch or pass or anything like that, so there's a -1 modifier to that. She's got dodge, so she's very hard to stop. She can sneak through gaps and break tackle zones, that kind of thing. She's got foul appearance because she's a ghostie, so opposition players must test before blocking her. On a 1, they're too disgusted to continue and the block is wasted, they can't use it on anyone else. She's got jump up, so if someone does manage to block her, then she doesn't get a 3 square movement penalty. She can jump straight up and move her full move, or she can jump up and block, so that's very handy. She's got loner, 4+, so if she's using a team reroll for anything, she has to roll an extra dice, and If it's a 4 or more, it passes. If she fails it, then the reroll is gone and it's entirely wasted. She's got no hands, so she can't carry, throw, catch, or intercept the ball. Regeneration, so if she becomes a casualty, a roll of 4+ discards the result and she carries on as normal. She's got shadowing, so if anyone tries to move out of a square in her tackle zone, then she can follow them. She can use this as many times as she wants, as long as the ability succeeds. And last but not least, she's got Sidestep, which means if an opposing player's blocking her and they get a pushback result, Gretchen can choose which square to be pushed back in. All these abilities stack up to her being a pain in the neck. You can't block her, you can't push her properly, you can't stop her when she's dodging between tackle zones so she can get a block in on your ball carrier. Although she can't carry the ball, she brings so much to the team, so you can't control her the same way you can a normal player. All of these skills add up to create the impression of an insubstantial entity who's very difficult to stop and even more difficult to keep down. The special ability Incorporeal allows Gretchen to make absolutely certain of throwing a successful block once a game. Don't underestimate the importance of this skill. It could turn a game by forcing a vital turnover at just the right moment. So if you need the ball to draw or win a game, then Gretchen's your woman. So here are Gretchen's stats. She's 76 years old, 5'5" tall, 127 pounds. Originating team was the Forlorn Phantoms. Her position was defensive line. Career totals: most eardrums burst in a single game, 77. Quickest stadium clearance, 4 minutes 11 seconds. Her awards are Scariest Game Face 2493, Spike Magazine Anger Management Award 2494, L'Oreal Elflock's Fabulous Follicles Award 2494. Her Spike Magazine Star Player rating is 259. She will make an absolutely fantastic addition to my Harkenhole Hornets, coming soon. So I'm very excited about adding her. Hope you enjoyed this quick unboxing and a little bit of an explanation about how she'll play in the game. I enjoyed making it, and I have to say Blood Bowl is currently my number one game. It's just so full of character and it's very tactical. Although I can't get a physical game of Blood Bowl, I'm playing the computer game a lot, but I'm absolutely champing at the bit to get back to the gaming club and take a few of my teams and challenge a few people. I'd love to get a league together, as I always say, so we'll see if that's possible after lockdown. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Thank you.